pretty sure I started following your account probably from a Gary V or D-Rock something. Do you follow either of those guys?
Yes, I do. I love those guys. That's interesting.
I think that's how, because I've been following you for a little bit, and I was like, how? I'm pretty sure that's how. But
that's a great place. I love getting on those posts when they do those posts and tell everybody to comment. I think it's so helpful.
Your account's linked to a couple others, but like overall, what do you do? Like, what's your passion? What are you up to?
So I'm very big into media. Like I quit my job a few years ago to just start my own media company and just do camera work and do kind of like branding work. I originally started out like, just doing like photos for people or taking photos at events, doing videos. Now I'm just kind of just trying to work with businesses and brands and just creating content. But I also do property management work as well too. So I have kind of like my own little property management company. It's not big, but
okay.
I do some work what I can. So those are the kind of like the two things that I do.
Awesome.
But my mind is full of everything.
Same. It gets me into trouble sometimes because I start too many things. So I've tried to really not focus.
Yeah,
I told my husband no new businesses for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it to two things, like and not try not to branch off too much. If I do have a great idea, I try to give it to somebody. That way, I don't try to do it.
Yeah, awesome. So what are the top 2 ways you have found to market your business?
One would be creating content. So that can fall in many different forms. And then the second one I would consider like print style media, flyers, like little posts, anything that you can hand to people. Obviously not now because everybody's like away from each other, but anything that you can like hand to people that they can take, whether it's a business card or a little flyer with more information or some type of a discount code on it or something like that. Anything like that. So those two things I've seen to work very well for me.
Okay, I have a follow-up question. So, like creating content, we hear it all the time, but like specifically, how are you doing that to where it's funneling back to business for you? Like, is that? I know you have YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, are people reaching out to you from there? Are you seeing more action on LinkedIn? Are you pushing out ads on platforms yet, or how are you doing that?
So, as far as my YouTube, I really don't use my YouTube to funnel in business. I use more like my Instagram and Facebook. And what I do is whenever I'm working on a job or like doing something within my industry, I'm kind of just trying to capture all the moments and then putting it together just to show people like what I can do. Or like say if I'm doing a photo shoot, I'll try to capture some video of me doing like working at the photo shoot and then show people the final product of what I can do. So I kind of like
behind the scenes stuff is cool.
Yeah, it gives people just a different perspective. So that's how I kind of promote using content, is just to show people, all right, this is what I can do. This is what it's like. This is what an environment is like working with me. And then if I can talk on it as well, if I can speak anything, I try to do it that way as well.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. I love that so much. I've really wanted to do more like business consulting, small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And where I've wanted to try to find someone to supplement is every small business. I feel so strongly about that content creation part, but I don't want to do it forever for them. I want to teach them to do it or bring in someone else like yourself that can like we can tag team it, bust out a month's worth of content. And then like, if they want to continue, they do that.
Mm-hmm.
But so I love that. Like I am so big into content creation. So like, that's why it was so fun on your live the other day.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's something that like I seen one of your questions was about like if I could do it for free, would I continue doing it? And I honestly I love the process, the sitting down, the filming, like I love all that, like the editing, like I love that whole process. Like,
so my name is Sierra McCleve. I am currently in Utah. I'm near Park City right now. I grew up in southern Utah where it's nice and warm, toasty red rocks, and now I'm in the mountains and I love it. And I started a kolache bakery here in about 6 years. We're going on our 7th year in October, so 6.5 years ago. And kolache, it's a Czech pastry. It's a sweet dough, super delicious, very special dough. Usually filled with like apricot, prune, poppy seed, strawberry. And then in Texas, there's a lot of Czech communities, so they take that same dough, and they infold it in like sausage, egg, cheese, cream cheese, bacon, jalapeno, make it a handheld, fresh, like amazing breakfast or lunch. So we do that too. So that's 6.5 years we've been doing that. And then I started just a soda shop. Soda shops are really huge here in Utah. It's like a thing that's nowhere else. There's a couple places in Arizona, but it's like it's syrup added to soda.
Okay.
It sounds so sugary, but it's like it is a thing, and it's been a thing here for about 10 years, maybe 12. And so I have a business partner with that one. It's in Salt Lake. It's called Thirst. And he kind of is boots on the ground. That he does an amazing job. His name's Ethan. And that's the only way I could have like two businesses is a super solid business partner that I'm super grateful for. So
which those aren't easy to find either. So you got a good one there.
Oh my gosh, it's true.
What made you want to own a business in the first place?
I always people ask me all the time if I wanted to be a baker, and I laugh and I'm like, no. Like I can bake 3 things super, super well now, and I'm confident in those, and then everything else is like, it's guesswork for me. So I always knew I wanted to start a business. I've just been entrepreneurial. Like I've talked to my mom about this a few times to kind of see her perspective, and she's like, I knew you were gonna do something when like you were in 3rd grade doing your online business, and I made my own flyer, and I like made a business card holder, and I think I got 1 customer, but I was always like thinking about how to just do that kind of stuff, just entrepreneurial, like it's in my blood. And so always wanted to own my own business. And then I was going to do a soda shop here, and I discovered the kolaches. And at the time, those soda shops were doing food too. It was like a cookie and a drink. And I thought it would be a good differentiator because there were no kolache shops in Utah. They're huge in Texas and certain parts of the Midwest. But now it's like it's DNA, and I thought something was wrong with me for a while, especially having 2 businesses. I'm like, why can't I just like get a regular job that I like? I would die. My soul would die.
Yeah, I hear that. What is a moment that you can remember that like maybe at the time you didn't feel like you were gonna get through, but you got through?
Like I have some of those from the past 3 weeks.
Oh, that's
because
amazing.
of everything going on.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'll tell a recent one because, like, fortunately for both businesses, we have drive-through, and like that has been what has saved us. And Thirst launched our app for curbside like 2 weeks before all this COVID stuff hit us. But about 4 weeks ago, for Dottie's, like within a 20-minute period, I got an email. Like the whole community got an email saying that our first confirmed case was at the high school, and so all high school kids were quarantined for 2 weeks, and that's 60% of my staff.
Yikes!
Like within 20 minutes, done, gone. So I freaked out for about an hour. I think I called a team meeting the next day. It might have been a couple days later, but like that was the moment where I was like, we might have to close down. And for food, the margins are so small that to not be open for a day is extremely painful. It's scary when the margins are so small. But my team is incredible, and like we talked about it, and we figured out how to really grind and make it work. With like 5 people, and normally I have 13, 14.
Wow.
And just push through. And so that was like the hardest part of like all this COVID stuff for me as a business owner it's been a blessing too, because the highs have been super high. Like I've seen so much good in people. The community has supported us. Like they're leaving $20, $30 tips for my team, and they're supporting us. Like there's lines past the street, and it's so amazing. And then the lows are just like way low, like way low. So the extremes are more, and the frequency you bounce in between them is more too. So that was a recent like really big challenge, but like the team pulled through. I took a minute to breathe, made a plan, and realized like the way we're doing business might have to change, and that's okay. I was really just thinking about doing it when we've done it. And I think that's what's been a huge blessing, or will be a huge blessing for a lot of businesses. They have to get creative right now.
Absolutely.
They have to pivot hard.
I agree. I'm glad you were able to get through that. That I can only imagine how the type of
the team stood up and did it, and it's really just all them. big kudos to them.
Do you feel now that you can operate with less people, or would you, like, if you had a chance to bring everybody back, you just bring everybody back?
So my strategy for this, just to keep everyone safe, is I felt more comfortable with less people, a more controlled environment. We set the expectation that, like if you're going to work right now, you have to be social distancing at home because we're seeing so many people.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to feel good about continuing to stay open and really like making sure everything was good and clean and healthy, I wanted to keep it small. But there are like we do beignets. Usually for Mardi Gras only. So it's a French donut.
Yeah.
We did them last weekend, and it's the second busiest day we've ever had.
Wow.
So people want it. They're looking for like this comfort. They're looking for like this normal. So that is actually allowing me to bring in more hours and to also think about like delivery, because I have people who lost their regular restaurant jobs as like line cooks and sous chefs, like reaching out for temp work because they had to close. Some of them are opening for curbside, but a lot of them still had to close. So I'm trying to create more jobs and create more hours because like the demand is there so high right now. So that's been amazing. So to know that we can do it with less is cool and good. And if we have to survive that way, that's fine. But to not like burn out the team and to provide more for the community, we're really trying to bring people in.
That would be amazing. What would you say is the most stressful thing about owning a business?
The most stressful thing is when you really come to grips. This took me a couple years to realize when you really come to grips with you are the last resort and everything is your fault. It's extremely freeing as well, but it's also, if you don't get your mind right quick on that, it can be really hard because like if people show up late and continue to do so, that is your fault. So taking it, one of my favorite books is Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. And really understanding that concept is very, very stressful because like it's all on your shoulders. But on the flip side of that, like you can do something about it. You can put systems in place, and you can help make that better. So it's kind of like a two-sided, two-edged blade. I don't know what the saying is, but two-sided coin. Where it's the most stressful thing, but it's also very freeing once you really, really kind of figure that out, and it's hard.
I would have to agree that is like kind of that thing that's like, for someone that's like gonna open a business, what are 3 things that you would say that they should think about before opening up a business?
Okay, 3 things that they should think about is really you have to think about how hard you think it's going to be, and then you got to multiply that by 10. And really come in like my naivety when I came into it probably helped me because I was just like, I'm going to be making this much in 6 months, and like really I learned over the last few years that for me it's less about money anyway, but it's going to be way harder. So make sure you're really, really passionate about it. Like, do not, I guess my second one is don't chase the money. Like, really, really chase your passion, because that's going to carry you through the hard times. And there are times when you are like, I can't do this anymore. And then you take a nap or whatever, or go work out and recharge and then get your mind right. And then 3, I would say, related to, I think, what you believe heavy in is you have to go hard on your content. Like, and if you're not good at it, like make a game plan and just start doing it. Like I am shocked right now and hurts so bad to see some of these like small businesses who didn't have any type of organic reach that now have no way to communicate, and now like in the food business they have no way to let people know that they can do curbside. Like I'm worried for them, whereas if you've worked on that from the beginning, you can now at least have a voice. If you've worked on your email list, you can now email them and tell them the new things that you're doing. So I would say like heavy, like make a game plan for your marketing, which is content creation, and like just even if you're not sure, go hard on it. I talked to some businesses like, hey, you should probably have like a where we're located video, what we do type thing, and then like if you also want help pushing that out, like do you help with that too, like Facebook ads and that kind of thing?
So
consult on that, or do
yeah,
do
so
they recommend they go figure that out on their own?
well, to me, if like I try to package it all in because for me, the way I see it is that I can make you the most amazing video ever, but if you have no clue what you're doing when it comes to distribution, like the video is
Right.
pointless. So I try to tie it all in, and if like it's a hard thing to do because everybody's like, oh, I don't want that. It's all right. I don't want you. I just want to pay you for this. But then it's like, well, the video won't do nothing if you don't even know how to put it out, how to put an ad online. Like it's just. So I try to do it like offer them the one whole service. Like you won't have to worry about this. This is my expertise. I'm gonna handle this whole part. That's what you're paying for, and we're gonna put it out, and then we're gonna look at the statistics. We're gonna sit down together and talk about the statistics and see how you can use it to better your business. Yeah. So I feel what's worked for me is just kind of keeping it all one rather than just trying to take it apart like a dollar menu or something like that.
Yeah, got you. Yeah.
But it's hard though. That's not easy. Middle of the interview, my phone. I've never even seen this. My phone overheated. Like, this is real. I can't believe that happened. And that is a wrap, folks. My phone made it through the second half of the live. And it worked. Oh, that's how you make connections. That's how you make connections. That's just how you do everything. That's how you do it. You build a network and you make friendships, and you never know. 5 years from now, I might be in Utah looking to build a business, and she may be able to help me. That's what it's about. Or maybe one day we'll be in this. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll be at like a business convention, and there's a way that we can help each other because we already know each other or know of each other. Endless opportunities. Not everything has to be monetary. I want everybody to know that not everything has to be monetary. There can be endless opportunities when you just build good relationships with people, and when there's just no money involved, just for just pure conversation and ways you can help each other without using money. So keep that in mind. How can you help the person you're working with without using money? And I know that's hard to think about because now we're in rough times and money is so important. But like I said to her, I'm looking. I mean, y'all can see right there. It says $250,000, $250,000, right? There's like no business. Her business isn't gonna pay me $250,000 to do work. That is my goal, $250,000. So I don't really need to take a couple $100 from you. If I give you free game and then you go to like some type of networking or maybe you run across the head of marketing of Coca-Cola and when you're there, because I gave you free game, you just happen to mention me. Hey, you gotta watch, you gotta check this kid out. Now the head of Coca-Cola, that's someone I can negotiate with. That's someone who has the financial capacity, whether they're going to pay it to me or not, they have the financial capacity to give me $250,000 to do some work. So that's what it's about. It's not always that first time exchange. We always have to think about that when it comes to business. We really do. All right, next.